Days, just so you know, everyone's saying there's no audio. Oh, you can hear me though. Yeah. So I just want everyone to know that what Days said was that he hates everyone. And that the reason he was late is because he found this really good video on a certain website and he lost track of time because it was so good. And that video is a leak of Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
yeah,
3 hours
yeah.
and a lot of great songs taken from her California performance. It was supposed to come out tomorrow, but it came out early. And as we all know, Days is a huge Swiftie. So he was like, Frasier starts today. No, 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 no. I don't care about the Frasier reboot. I am watching Taylor Swift The Eras Tour.
Hello. Yeah,
Are you live?
yeah, I'm live now. I'm just having a horrible day. It's just a bad day. I'm having a bad day. It's one of those like I always try and start streams. Obviously,
It's
on
like that song.
what song? So you had a bad day. Take it on down. Da, 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 da. Move it around. You had a bad day. Whoa, you had a bad day. What is that? Who
Did
is
you
that?
even watch the Frasier reboot?
No.
My dad's watching it right now.
Oh, is he? Have all the episodes dropped?
Yeah, my mom texted, was like, "Do you have Peacock Plus, whatever? No, Paramount?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Can I have the login?" And I said, "Yeah."
Okay. And so they're enjoying that. I've seen mixed
Okay.
reviews.
Well, we have to wait for my dad first.
Yes, I would love to get. Can we get that next week? A Frasier reboot review from your dad.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Nice.
So people probably want us to talk about where we were Tuesday. People probably want to talk about my thoughts on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And people probably want me to talk about the fact that Mystico is coming to AEW.
Okay. Did
But
they?
should we dive into wrestling or should I unbox?
Do you know what I? Do you know what I'm gonna do? Right. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna sit here and shut up.
Okay.
Everyone can see. I'm like that kid in Charlie Brown that had the cloud that followed him around. I don't know who that kid is, right? But there was a kid
Pig
that,
pen.
right? Well, I am like that person. I've just got a black cloud that's following me around today. It's not a good day to be me. I'm gonna shut. I'm gonna. I can't even talk. I'm gonna sit here and shut up. Right? You.
Remember when we used to record these at 10 p.m. to like 11?
Yeah.
How was I not tired? Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna open this package, then we'll talk about Tuesday.
Yep.
This is a package of
Go.
DVDs. We all love when I get these DVDs. So first things first, it's a very beautiful movie called Who's This About?
Uh,
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, this is the American Nightmare, the Cody Rhodes story. That's Cody right there.
Oh, he looks cute.
Yeah. It says one night, seven friends confess their fears
Oh.
to a killer.
Oh. I would
That's
better to go to a therapist. I would say.
sounds like a banger of a movie, to be honest with you. But then the real movie, the one we've all been waiting for, like this one is gonna get the chat going crazy. We got Shrek on DVD.
Did we speak about this before?
Yeah, we watched the trailer and the dude's hand got cut off.
Right. Is that the one with the ice cream van?
No, that's chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
Oh, what was Shrek then?
Shrek was the dude getting his arm cut off.
Do you know? Don't remember it.
You remember nothing. Hey, so I was watching Peep Show, and one of the characters said, "What was it? Urinal? Is that how you say urinal?
Yes.
Can you say it?
Urinal. Going to the
Is that
urinal.
actually how you say it, or you having a laugh?"
Well, no, that's how it says. Yeah.
So you go to the bathroom. There's a toilet or a what?
A urinal.
No, it's urinal.
Or urinal.
Should I start calling it urinal so people get really confused?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I've never thought about it, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, urinal. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Have I ever called it a urinal? Urinal.
Sounds so wrong coming out of your mouth.
Urinal. A urinal. No, I haven't. I can't even do
Yeah.
it. My whole life, it's been a urinal. Yeah.
That's so messed up.
Urinal.
Urinal.
I'm just going to the urinal. What's that? Is that some European thing? Yep.
That's the American urinal.
It's where you change money.
You pee into it.
Urinal.
Urinal.
Urinal. Yeah, urinal.
That's so messed up.
Okay, that's quirky. I would never have thought of that as being
Yeah, shout out to the Peep Show.
Peep Show. Are you enjoying Peep Show?
It's a laugh.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on? Someone was asking me about In-Betweeners and Peep Show and all these British shows. What have you seen In-Betweeners?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh. Have you seen Father Ted?
No, sorry.
Oh my God. Well, okay, that you failed.
Okay, so Tuesday. I want everyone to know that I wanted to stream Tuesday. I was gonna go to the movies. I was gonna see Bad Education, which is a murder mystery. I was gonna see it. I was gonna be front row. But then I was like, no, I need to do this podcast. My fans love me. Daze loves me. And then like, I don't know, 2 p.m. or whatever, you sent me a message saying, hey bud, sorry, I need to do a super long stream for NXT. And I was like, this is bogus. We are an AEW exclusive stream, so I don't know why you're watching NXT, the loser stream.
You should have done AEW on this channel.
No. What I did was even better.
Oh.
So I looked at the other local movie theater, and they had a screening of a film called Little Shop of Horror. The old school, not old school, the 80s, 70s. Have you seen it?
No. Is that what's the one that where he eats plants? No, it's a plant that eats people. Is that Little Shop? Yeah. It did my head in. It was rubbish.
You hated it?
Well, I only saw a bit of it, and I was like, "This is not for me."
You should have come with me.
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, sure.
Because the director was there in person.
Wow. Could I have thrown tomatoes at him?
He was here. I'm gonna show you how close I was to this dude. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I got there late, and what happens when you get there late? You get the shit seats.
Oh.
So I was front row. That's how close I was. That's the director.
All right.
Mr. Like you can see in this shot, that's my leg.
Yeah. Leg confirmed. Yeah, I can see your leg. That's
him drinking.
That is close. So that's the director of Little Shop of Horrors. That is him. Oh, look at him, man. Going for it. God bless him. Yeah, so was he the director of the original one from like the 70s or whatever it was?
No. Let me read off what else he's done. The Dark Crystal.
Oh, that the Labyrinth follow-up or something?
Yeah. The Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
I'm more impressed with him now.
What About Bob?
I've seen that film. Yeah.
In and Out. Death at a Funeral.
Who was that? Was that Goldie Hawn? Death at a Funeral. No.
It was Peter Dinklage.
Oh, I always get them two confused.
Yeah.
Goldie Hawn and the Dinkler. Oh, I always get them.
Oh yeah, everyone in the chat is loving it because the whole movie is just the plant going, feed me, and I kept wanting it to say, feed me more.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Imagine that. Imagine the plant with a shell shock.
Yeah, so the guy also was in Star Wars.
What?
And the whole time, he totally ignored anything Star Wars.
What was he in? Was he Luke?
No, he was Yoda.
It was Yoda. It was Yoda.
Yeah.
That big man was little Yoda.
Yeah, it's Frank Oz, like the Muppets guy. That was him taking the sip.
But that's his name.
Yeah, the dude is Frank Oz.
Oh, who's that?
Okay, Frank Oz is an American actor, puppeteer, and filmmaker.
Oh, he's done
He
a
is
lot of
best known
Muppets.
for his involvement with the Muppets, as well as his dictatorial work and
Right.
Star Wars.
Right. Okay.
So you should have gone
Yeah.
with me,
Yeah.
sat front row,
Yeah.
and when it came out, you should have gone, movie shit.
Boo!
AEW, AEW,
Muppets,
NXT.
Muppets, Muppets, Muppets. Yeah, so my time doing Little Shop of Horrors, I had such a great time. Boo!
Yeah, this is.
You're right, no, you're right, no, you're right, no, you're right, no.
Yeah. Yep. So
okay, well, yeah, did you meet him?
No. At the end of the show, like they made staff go stand in front of him and say, "We're security. You can't meet him."
Oh.
I didn't want to meet him. What would I have done? I will say though, there was this dude sitting in the front row the whole movie, had like a face mask on, and then the Q&A. Frank Oz goes to the stage. This guy front row leans in, takes off his face mask, and for the whole Q&A doesn't wear a face mask, and it's just like that's some sort of energy.
That's energy.
Bro just wanted to breathe in his air.
Wow. Okay, so you met Frank Oz, and I'm looking
I didn't meet him.
Well, you were in the same space as him.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at his discography, like Empire Strikes Back, Return of
His
the
discography?
Jedi. Yeah, the movie, filmography thing. You get films on discs. Shut up. Dark Crystal. He was in Labyrinth as well. I don't mean... Blues Brothers. I mean, he's done loads, isn't he? Trading Places. Yeah. I mean, that is a classic film. He was in Superman 3. So he is the voice of Yoda.
Yeah.
Wow. Inside Out, that is Disney film. Pixar film, yeah. Knives Out as well. He was he did that. Yeah. Monsters Inc. He was part of Monsters Inc. This is a big guy.
He's big.
Yeah.
He was there.
Yeah.
In front of me.
I'm impressed. It took a little while for me to get there, but I am actually impressed.
So that's while all wrestling communities were jerking themselves off over AEW and NXT, I was having the real jerk off experience. Seeing a director talk about a film he made 30 years ago.
Let's go. So does that mean you didn't watch any of the Tuesday Night War?
No.
Did you catch up on any of the Tuesday Night War?
I read what happened and nothing really interested me. Oh, I did watch Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see him pose with Christian Casanova.
And in regards to the ratings, how did you feel when
my mom watched both?
Oh, right. Okay.
She was going back and forth. When one bored her, she went to the other.
Yeah, okay. And did she enjoy that experience?
From what she said, the Edge match she didn't like.
Oh. I haven't heard any reviews of the Edge match,
Well, my mom said he was getting beat up. And she said she went to bed before she saw John Cena come out, but she went to bed before the main events. And she said AEW had the better show. I'm sorry. That's what my mom said.
That's fine. Have you seen Tony on social media?
Tony needs to take a chill pill. I know he got a girlfriend. He needs to step back from the keyboard and realize that there's more to life than tweeting.
Well, did you see the earlier today, and this was pointed out by...
Did he apologize?
Well, do you know what? He didn't apologize. He's trending right now. I'll read you what he said, and then you can tell me your thoughts on this. So this is earlier today, right? So this is a good 40 some odd hours after, or 30 some odd hours after the war. Okay. So Tony said this week, 2 active, decades-long ratings streaks from 2 great legends were ended. With all due respect, until this week's head-to-head AEW on TBS versus WWE on USA, neither John Cena nor Undertaker had ever been on a WWE show with under 1 million total viewers, plus under 400,000 in the demo. So it's a weird wording. I don't quite know what he's trying to get. I don't get the 2 active decades-long rating streaks with 2 great legends. He's kind of trying to make out that this is a big thing that people talk about. Like,
Hang on. I'm gonna look up this tweet. It
Okay.
sounds bogus.
This
Sounds like Tony Khan should have gone to Frank Oz talking about his own films. You know, Frank Oz is a big liar too. That's something I realized.
Okay. Why?
We can talk about it later, but
Was he not really there?
okay, so here's the deal. The film was announced like months ago.
Yeah.
And it was announced it was going to be a 35 millimeter print.
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, they were like, hey, also Frank Oz is coming. We booked him. He's going to talk about the movie. And then Frank Oz was like, you know, when they booked me, they said, hey, Frank, do you want us to show this digitally or with a 35 millimeter print? And I said, I want a 35 millimeter. And I was just like, bro, that's just blatantly wrong. That's just a lie.
What, should it have been digital?
No, I'm saying they
no.
had it 35 millimeter originally. It's like you coming into this episode being like, you know what? Tommy messaged me and said, do you want to do the show at 6 or 8? And I said 8 p.m. because we need to do that for the fans.
Yeah. Instead, what I did was issue an apology that no one heard because my microphone wasn't working, and I have no desire to repeat that apology. You'll just have to learn to lip read.
So what about Tribute to the Troops? I can't see Tribute to the Troop getting 1 million total viewers and that demo number. What about when Undertaker was on Main Event? What about like they had to have been like on the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Award? I know John Cena was on that. I doubt that got over. Oh, on WWE show. My bad. Was Undertaker on Legends House?
Do you think this is just petty though? What?
I think it's all petty. I think everything that has happened leading up to this and after this is just petty.
But I could counter that by saying him calling Triple H and Shawn bald a-holes. I don't know if you saw that tweet.
Yeah, that was rude.
Yeah, that was rude. And him saying to a fan in response to a fan that said, I'm not going to watch your show, him saying, like, I give an F, right?
My dad's bald. I just want you to know. So it hit personally and close to me. So that really was tough.
We can touch on that as well. Not your dad, but something else that has been personal on AEW. But I think with that, and I just said this on the member stream, I think that's a great way of letting people know that you are live.
OnlyFans. Can you call it OnlyFans stream?
OnlyFans.
Your OF.
My OF stream. Yeah. So, I think that's a great way of getting a buzz and letting people know that I'm on a Tuesday, not a Wednesday this week. Because people are like, did you see what Tony just said about Shawn? And if you look at the tweets, you will then also find out that Dynamite is on Tuesday rather than Wednesday. So there's maybe a strategy to that. There's maybe a reason why you would do that, to get attention so that people then find out that your show is on a different day this week. I can understand that. I can even borderline respect that, because I think that WWE social media was very bland, very boring. I think it was too safe. and you got Tony that's really disrupting things, like, you know, just really firing up the fan bases. It's a bit like Dylan Dennis against Logan Paul. Dylan Dennis has done loads to promote this fight and fire people up and cause controversy. And you can debate whether it's been good, bad, gone too far, but everyone is aware that that fight is happening this weekend as a result of what he's been doing. And I feel like Tony did something similar. He like caused a load of controversy, but people knew that AEW had moved to a Tuesday. Didn't mean they watched, but they knew that it had moved to a Tuesday. I don't see the strategy for this tweet. I don't know what purpose this serves. I don't know, because there's no show that he's promoting tonight, and it just comes across as petty. Like this, I can't defend that tweet. I think.
Why would you want to defend it?
Well, because I would like.
Are you an AEW stan? A stinky stan?
I'd like to think that I tell you what I'm a stan of. I'm a stan of watching these two companies doing what they're doing, trying to understand why they do them, and then seeing the results they get, so that I can better understand like the wrestling business and further improve my knowledge of it and like how it works in 2023. And I can understand why Tony did the tweets he did before. I don't understand this. I can't make a case for this other than he's hurt. He's hurting. This has got to him, and he is like had enough. And you know, after having so many people saying things and him reading so many articles, because I'm sure he does read all this stuff or a lot of it, he's now fired this off as a just, you know. I mean, well, he's human. We're only human. He's going to have a breaking point, but get off Twitter if that's how you're feeling.
Like, it was all dumb. It's all been dumb. Like the fact that WWE puts so much on that show.
Yeah.
Why? The fact that AEW was like, we're doing a special show. Why? The fact that AEW was like, we're doing a pre-show on YouTube. Why? The fact that both of them went longer. Why? Just AEW was always going to lose because they're moving into a different time slot, and it just seems like such a waste on everyone's part, especially all the fans to freak out and then like to get really excited when NXT won, which, you know, did they really win? No. In actuality, I think they lost because they had to rely on John Cena and The Undertaker, wherein if they relied on their homegrown talent, it would have won without doing that, because AEW's number was abysmal, in my opinion. And like, I don't think anyone won. I feel like they're both looking kind of dumb. And I feel like that as a fan, I would probably have fun watching both shows. But as someone that doesn't watch them and was sitting in a movie theater with Frank Oz and just watching it, it seemed just very petty. All of it seemed relatively petty and dumb. Wherein I do feel like AEW though is the pettiest of the petty.
You made a great point there, and you've just made a point that Eric Bischoff has made as well. You just said that you think that NXT would have beaten AEW even without those stars because their number was so low. Eric Bischoff says the same. Eric Bischoff on his podcast said that he also believed NXT could have beaten AEW by just putting on a normal show. AEW's number was 600 odd thousand. And if NXT had just put on a normal show, there's a chance that they could have still drawn a 600,000, 700,000. And like, you know, they didn't necessarily need these legends. I don't know about that, to be honest. I'm sort of like, I think it would be close, but I think that, it is true that they stack the cards. They did heartily beat AEW on the number, like by over 300,000. But it did also cause a conversation of, do you think it's disappointing they didn't do the million? They sort of put unnecessary pressure on themselves by stacking their cards so much that just beating AEW all of a sudden wasn't good enough. Now people are saying, do you think it's disappointing that they didn't get to the million? So they ended up putting more pressure on themselves, and they've ended up making themselves look a little bit weak by not breaking that million mark when you've got John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Undertaker, Asuka, Paul Heyman, blah, 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 you know, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, like all these stars that were on the show, and you couldn't break a million. I've seen a lot of AEW fans and just wrestling fans making that point. So yeah, it's really interesting. You know, should they have not gone as big as what they did? If they didn't have Undertaker, I'm very confident they still would have won. They still would have won if they didn't have Undertaker. And I don't know that the expectation of them reaching a million would have been quite as great as them when they obviously did have Undertaker. So you could make the argument that NXT did go too big and just kind of played themselves a little bit there. So yeah, really interesting. Really, really interesting. Whilst we're on serious topics, what's your thoughts on the MJF quarters controversy?
He's actually in my neighborhood today, doing like in a speech about anti-Semitism, I think. Let me see. I think he's in Foxborough, Massachusetts.
I don't know where he is, but I did see something that he was doing a speech on anti-Semitism.
Stand Up to Jewish Hate event. Where is it? October 12th at Gillette Stadium. That's where Taylor Swift played. So MJF is in the same arena as Taylor Swift today.
Wow.
All right, I'll just say this. WWE is a dumpster fire with the corporate shakeup, but luckily it's not a dumpster fire with the storylines like AEW is. AEW, you can go back and read the history of me on this show, and it wasn't. I know I joked around when CM Punk got fired, and I was like, AEW's always been my favorite. No, I've always been hypercritical of their storylines. For me, it's like too WWE, but it never really feels like good WWE. Like, the wrestling is incredible, but I'm there to get invested in storylines. But if the storylines are weird or just like bad or problematic, I'm not gonna be there. I'm not having fun. Like, I'd much prefer bomb ass wrestling, like a New Japan show where I have hell idea of what the wrestling is, and I apologize for the no language, where I'm just like sitting down with a bruise ski. I don't drink beer, and just watching some darn good wrestling. Like, the other day I went and saw Stop Making Sense Talking Heads. No plot, just banger music, banger vibes. And that's what I like with wrestling. I don't need the plot. The plot's fun. But like, I put on a Stardom show, it's damn good. It's damn good. I put on New Japan, it's usually damn good. I put on AEW, the wrestling is good. But I'm not going to watch the everyday show because it's just not good. The storylines are bad. That's why I usually just watch the pay-per-views, because the pay-per-views have the bangers. WWE, I want to watch it, but I can't stand the choke holds, the neck holds, the rest holds, and that's why for me it's like I can only watch their big shows. They're the big four, because those are the ones where you usually get the bangers, or the NXT shows, the big events. Wherein to wrap it all up, I think it's dumb, but I've always thought AEW's dumb, and they're always having these controversies, and it got me thinking to when Tony Khan won the Figure 4W Wrestling Observer Award as Best Booker, and everyone was like, stupid Dave Meltzer always having a boner for AEW, when in actuality he was just like, I totally disagree with this. Tony Khan has been a terrible booker. Storylines haven't been great, and the fact that his locker room has problems left and right, I don't think he should be Booker of the Year. And I agree. I think based on how great NXT is going, without taking into consideration this week, because that's kind of unfair. I am team Shawn Michaels Booker of the Year if you want an American.
He it's quite some amazing points made, by the way. But yeah, that was true. It was voted for by the fans, wasn't it? And I think that tribalism has shown itself like within the Wrestling Observer newsletter fan pages as well. Like I think there are a lot of anti WWE subscribers because the newsletter has always been quite harsh on WWE because I don't think what Dave really looks for in wrestling. We joke about, oh, if this match was in the Tokyo Dome, it would get 5 stars. Dave Meltzer's given it 3. But that's because I think Dave is similar to you. He likes New Japan. I think he enjoys the wrestling in AEW, and the WWE product isn't to his taste. Well, he writes the newsletter, and he will reflect that in the newsletter, and that is going to attract a certain audience, and that audience is going to largely feel the same. So he has got an audience of very pro New Japan, pro AEW, slightly anti WWE. I don't think they're all completely got knives out for WWE, but it doesn't surprise me that Tony wins Booker of the Year in Wrestling Observer's awards. And to be honest, he'll probably get it this year as well.
Which is insane.
Because of that tribalism, I don't know that those people are going to. They're certainly not going to go with Triple H. They would never have voted Vince ever, right? Vince could have had like the greatest year. He would never have got that award. And so Triple H, maybe they could have gone with Triple H. Shawn, maybe they could go with Shawn. I think there's a lot of good feeling, good vibe towards Shawn. But to be honest, I think Tony is going to be the front runner, the person to beat again. I think that it's just made up of like AEW supporters, basically. So yeah, it's crazy. I think it's a real bad look for them. It was a bad idea, this whole quarters thing, and to do it at this time as well with what's going on in Israel and Gaza and all that kind of stuff is, I mean, it's funny because I saw someone make the comment online of like, I can't believe you lot, how soft you've become. No one was complaining when Hulk Hogan was fighting Sergeant Slaughter in 91 and Slaughter was like an Iraqi sympathizer. No one was complaining about it then. And it's like, yes, they was.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like,
yeah, they were. He got death threats. Sergeant Slaughter got legit death threats, and like they had to like call his family and get his family out the house because they were worried that like someone was going to drive by, and they had extra security. And they even said that they moved venues because they were originally going to do WrestleMania 7 at the LA Coliseum, but they ended up moving venues, and they claimed it was because of security. They couldn't sort out security well enough for the Coliseum. They moved to a smaller venue. I think the truth was ticket sales, to be honest. But yeah, there was plenty of outrage, and there was plenty of people that were down on it. And this does remind me of that. You are sort of not using a real life subject, because I don't think they're using what's happening in Israel and Gaza. I think it's more just coincidental this time. But everyone thinks about those things when they see this. And it's just, yeah, I mean, the backlash has been fairly unanimous, actually. I'm seeing a lot of AEW fans that have come out and said, nah, I'm not cool with this. I really enjoyed the show. I'll keep supporting the product, but you need to drop this now. And it reminded me a lot, actually, of Sergeant Slaughter in 91, who had been Mr. USA waving the flag, but then decided that USA had become weak and soft, and he actually sympathized with the Iraqi army, and there was a war going on at the time between USA and Iraq. And so for him to be siding with the enemy was a massive controversy. And it did give me kind of shades of that.
Yeah,
Go on.
I just want to go back and again, be on my soapbox because a lot of people rag on Meltzer, and it's like it's valid. Some of the things he does say are stupid, but one thing people need to realize is that at the end of the day, I know wrestlers like to say he's a dirt sheet writer, but he's really a critic. And when it comes to criticism, when it comes to critics, if you find someone that generally agrees with your mindset and things you like, go ahead. Like if Dave Meltzer's giving things you like a bad review, you can bug off. Find someone that gives things you like good reviews. Like if you like films and Roger Ebert is not rating a film you like the right way, he can bug off. But if like he aligns with your cinema taste, or like that YouTuber guy that does music, Anthony Fontano, if he's like, yo, this is the best album, and you're like, yeah, I do like this album, then the next week he's like, this is another great album, that's a way to find taste, that's a way to find things you like. And I like, people love, I don't know why the wrestling community is so weird when it comes to that. And I know a lot of communities are like, when a big hype video game comes out and someone gives it a 7.5 out of 10, they freak out and they're like, oh my God, how can someone not like this hyped up game? So it's, yeah, it's in everything, but I think the fact that it's called dirt sheets, people don't give them the, not respect, but just the understanding that they're critics.
I think I think that there's an argument though that no one else is at Dave's level, and I think that's part of the problem. So, like Dave Meltzer, if ever we talk about like star ratings, you always think Dave Meltzer. There's not. I suppose you get this in other fields. Like for me, if a video game came out, I would want to know what IGN were going to say about it,
It's
right?
IGN, Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
Is it Pitchfork? Like, what's the big music one?
And there was a few music ones for us over here. I mean, like we had a few different publications, like Enemy was a big
Yeah.
like weekly publication. So you would want to know what their score was, but then you had some big monthly publications as well. There was a magazine that was called Q, which was massive in this country and like was all about like bands and kind of the indie scene. It would dip its toe into like hip hop a little every like as hip hop was kind of coming through. But I think back to the 90s with Britpop and Oasis and Blur and Pulp and Suede and Ocean
The
Colour
real
Scene.
wrestling war, Blur versus Oasis.
That was the real wrestling war, and Q magazine was all over that. So I there was a few. I mean, there was other monthly magazines as well. Now I couldn't tell you because most of those magazines are sadly gone now. You know, a lot of these publications are phasing out, and so now you've got a lot more YouTubers and online sites that kind of. I tell you, one that I use a bit sometimes is the Album of the Year website. I don't know if you've been on that, but they basically score all the albums that come out. But how they do it is they look at the big publications that are left and they take those and create an average score for each album. So it's kind of clever because they get like an average and it doesn't matter. It's all genres and then they rank it. So you can have a look last year at what the highest ranked rated album was, looking at all the different big publications, and there'll be like a long list, and they've done lists for like every year, every decade, by genre. So if you just want to look at pop or rock or reggae or metal, you can like break it all down. It's good, really, really good. So I like to look at those guys. I like to look at I like Spin magazine as well. But I don't know if that's still around. We didn't have it in this country, but I remember going on holiday to America, and one of my favorite bands is the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and they were on the cover, so I bought it, and I thought the magazine itself was really good. So
Rubbish. You thought it was rubbish.
rubbish. No,
You read it and then went to the urinal.
Yeah. I love that. That's tickled you.
It does. Like it's the one thing from that show that's really stuck with me.
Talking about America UK isms, I had candy corn for the first time the other day.
It's shit, right? Sorry,
No,
it's bad, right?
no, joking, man. I loved it.
You
What?
all right?
Yeah. What was your first thought when you had it as a kid?
This is garbage.
You thought it was garbage when you was a kid.
Oh, it's really not good.
What? I don't understand.
Okay, what do you like about it?
Well, it's basically like fondant. It's basically like icing. It's like the best part of a cake. You know,
But
like
like,
if you have a
if it
cake.
wasn't good,
No, well, I don't know what you're on about. Like it was sweet. It was
hey, is bollocks a swear?
yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say that on the stream. Means
What I can,
means testicles.
because I because I'm American, right?
Yeah, you could get away with it.
It's totally legal.
Although, if you want to say back in, I don't think people say it now, but back in the day, if something was good, you'd go, "Oh my god, that is the dogs."
That's okay. So here's the deal. Candy corn is bollocks. It tastes awful. It is not the dog's bollocks.
No, it is the dogs. B words. It's yeah, it tasted like icing. It was like I just snapped the top bit off.
What does UK icing taste like? Garbage?
No, it was. I don't understand. It was. I looked at like what it was meant to be, and it's meant to be like a fondant taste that's got like marshmallow tones and vanilla tones.
Where, like, did you import or did someone make the best candy corn you've ever had?
Well, maybe this is. Maybe I've just had the best. I mean, it's expensive over here because we don't have it. So it
Where'd
was.
you go?
Well, it was
Tesco?
no. Tesco might. No, I don't even think they would sell it. That we have like American candy stores over here.
Little?
No, we do have a little. I don't think these places would stock it. It's not in the UK. I think it was imported. Yeah, it was like £7 for.
That's almost like $8, $9.
Yes. Yeah, for a bag. How much
That's
would you
messed
pay?
up.
Would you pay like a couple of dollars?
Yeah, a couple bucks, but I wouldn't because it's garbage.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Over here, if you want it, it's about.
Oh, speaking of, check this out. This is my new phone. It's one of those
$8, $9.
dumb phones.
Is it a Galaxy?
Yeah, it's foldable.
Yeah, I knew that you had that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because you
Did I?
you logged into the Wrestling Escape Pod and it said that a Galaxy Fold-in phone had logged in. So I knew already. I knew already.
That's why I haven't done shorts because I got a new phone.
No, well, the shorts were brilliant. I thought they were.
They peaked at 2,000 and then I only got like 40. I was like, I'm done. I'm retired.
No, I thought they were so funny. Hey, I wanted to talk to you as well about Grimm. Did you?
Oh yeah, did you see that?
Yeah, and I commented as well.
I saw that and I saw.
Oh, you saw my comment?
Yeah, it was like really sweet. I should have commented like.
No,
Saying,
I was trying.
off.
I was trying to get him to drop you into the next one, but I thought I'll put like some nice words in there so that he knows. Don't go bad on my guy. Don't do my guy wrong. I don't think he would, because you didn't really spend long with him, did you?
It was just a day.
Yeah.
He wanted me to come back and be a ref, but it didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, you lived like,
because I didn't know the parking. I didn't know the parking situation, so I didn't want to go.
Yeah. I love these new videos from him though. I think they're great.
So from Wrestling Daze said, awesome video again, Grim. You are killing it as always. Would love to hear of your time with Tommy Toy Travels. He's a great guy who I know enjoyed his appearance on GTS. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. So I was actually texting with DG the other day, DGDX, who he says is going to be on the show. And speaking of British words, Americans say it too. That you shouldn't say on podcasts. I made the joke that Grim's like gonna say only one thing about DG, and it's just gonna be he's a C word.
What, he's gonna say that about him?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Wouldn't that be great though?
Oh, that would be something. Did how much did he work with him?
A lot more than me.
Oh, right. Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they had a lot of collaborations.
Yeah. And they got on all right.
I imagine.
Right. Okay.
I I kind of feel like I get along better with DGDX.
Yeah.
Yeah, him, you, and Rob Pollock, D21 Beast are like the ones I'm still in contact with from those days.
Yeah. I do like that video style though of just like, yeah, let's go. This is how I feel. He did go in on someone, but I didn't know who they were.
Yeah, I hated that video because he was
Oh,
like, they're YouTubers, and I didn't I didn't know who anyone was. He was
yeah,
like, he could have just said people I've worked with and gone and talked about his coworkers. Same difference.
yeah, yeah.
Should I do a video like that and it's just my coworkers?
People that you're at work with that none of us know. Yeah, that would be fun. That'd be
Yeah.
fun. Right, well, look, we've got a couple of videos that we need to get to. First one, I want to say a big thank you, a big shout out, because we did actually get a video that I was looking for. This is from Alex
Wait,
Bloom.
hang on. What if Grim says I was a 2?
Yeah, but that's why I said like, oh, he's a great guy. I know he enjoyed spending time with you. I thought if he sees the comments, he's probably not gonna lay into you.
Wouldn't that be so funny if I'm the person that is like, oh yeah, this kid's weird. He showed up, he smelled bad. Then he
Oh.
made these weird videos taking the story his own way.
That would be funny, actually. Yeah, yeah. Nah, he's always had a good relationship with you, fun with you.
Yeah, because we would always do the roast tracks. That
Yeah,
was after that, and people loved that, and they got great views.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
So
I was always just having a laugh.
I fully expect him to just be like, yeah, it's a good guy.
I fully expect me not to be referenced.
Nah, this community will demand it. If you haven't yet, go to Grimm's video and basically
No,
yeah, go to Grimm's video.
actually, only William. William, go ask him about the time
I think it's on the
that he
Grimm
collaborated
experience.
with your ex-lover Tommy Toy Travels.
Yeah.
And you can go into more detail about the things we did.
Go to Grim Experience. You'll see he did a video on YouTubers.
And like William's comment.
And leave some comments saying, "Oh, can you talk about Tommy Toy Travels? Can you talk about Triple T?" And we'll see if Grim brings up Tommy in there because he said he will do the next video on.
You've never worked with him, right?
No, I haven't. No.
So then who has he? Other wrestling people.
Do you know? I'd love to have done something, and there was one occasion I think I could have potentially met him, but it probably would have been a bit awkward. And that was I just happened to be in America in Florida in 2018 at the exact same time he was in Orlando at the Performance Center because the gaming YouTubers were allowed to go to the Performance Center to do 2K stuff. Now I didn't do gaming, so I wasn't invited to go along to that event.
And you cried.
And I cried. But he said, like, he dropped me a message out of nowhere, just completely out of nowhere, just a DM completely out of nowhere. Hadn't spoke to him, nothing. He went, "Are you going to this gaming thing? Like, 'cause it'd be great to, like, just like meet up in person if you are." And I was like blown away by like, whoa, do you know what I mean? It's Grim, that's amazing. It's just out of the blue, got in touch with me. What a great guy. And I was like, no, I'm not, but I am in the area, believe it or not. Like, I can't remember my exact words. If I said like, if you're around, or I can't remember how it was worded, but and it's on a deleted channel now, so I can't find it. But
yeah, same.
Yeah, basically we never got a chance to like meet up or anything, but there was a potential window there, but as I said, probably would have been a bit awkward because there would have been loads of other YouTubers like that Luigi girl. She was around. I know she was.
I met her. Oh my god, I met her.
Did you?
Yeah.
She seems nice.
She's fine. I think is my Instagram still up? You can find a picture. Yeah, she was nice, I think. I met her. She had no idea who I was, obviously.
Yeah.
It was after like a New York Comic Con event. and I recognized her somehow. I know people love her. I never watched her stuff, so I was like, oh, we got to get a picture. I didn't even say who I was. I acted like a fan, probably. We got the picture. I posted it to Instagram. It's like when I met Pete Corvus from Grimm's Toy Show. It was at a Beyond show. I told him I was a huge, and like before we had DM'd, it was probably the wig era or something. We had DM'd and stuff. We were kind of buddies. And like he was at a Beyond show with probably MJF or something dumb, someone who's big now. And I went up to him after the show. I was like, Pete Corvus, GTS, love your stuff. Can I get a selfie? I was like, yeah, man, yeah, man. And then later I posted on Twitter and was like, damn it, that was you. Because he had no idea it was me.
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, I've said before, I've never really watched the GTS, the wrestling stuff. I would never say that I had. So like a lot of those, they wouldn't mean much to me. But
yep, it's right there on my my Tinder. Me and Loogie comment pop life. What are the people? Mike Florio says Loogie. Oh my god. And Kelly McMahon says LMAO. Gabe VS7 says Luge. AG Fig says I think she's adorable. A lot of people hate on her.
A lot of people hate on her.
Yeah.
Do they?
And then my next picture is me and DGDX.
Oh,
and then my next picture is you dabbing. Wow.
Oh yes, it is. Oh yes. Oh, that is a great picture actually, because you're looking pretty fly in the background, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've let me call this up. Here we go. So the one that we're talking about with, hang on, there's a few here. Are these your first pictures?
Yeah, I deleted a lot.
Oh, so that's Tommy with is it Loogie? I don't know how you quite.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. She's got a big channel. Isn't she on like some like 900 and some 1,000 subscribers?
She got kids.
She got yeah. She's been in the scene a long time. I got respect for her.
I got no respect.
Okay. Then that's you with DG, DX, and Chucky. And lovely nurse. And then that's like I think the first Wrestling Shop Live from like 2016.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
That was our first collabo.
And that was me doing a big dab with a load of kids that were there, and Tommy in the background looking pretty fly for a white guy.
Yep.
You and Emma?
Yep.
Oh man. Boop, 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 boop. What else have you got? You and I know that girl, but I can't remember her name. She was in NWA for a time.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember her name now. Not Tasha Steeles?
No.
No.
Keep
my dudes.
Ashley Vox.
Oh, Ashley Vox. Yeah. Okay. Just taking a little journey.
And then you can show the videos and we'll call it a night.
Who is the person that you met at Comic-Con?
With the Comic-Con background?
New York Comic-Con, like a girl, she's putting up 2 fingers.
Okay, so she's actually a big name now. She's in Yellow Jackets.
Don't know.
You haven't heard of that show?
No.
Okay, her name is. God damn it! What's her name? Sorry, language.
I don't know her then. Part of me was like, I was getting Billie Eilish vibes. I know it's not
Sophie Thatcher.
Okay, Sophie Thatcher.
She is in. Oh, she's in Book of Boba Fett.
Was she the book?
She was like 17 at the time, and I'll always love to tell this story, even though I hate it. So she was 17.
Yeah.
America, we're not like the UK. We have ages that you're not allowed. It's 18. Okay?
Yeah.
It's 18. Anything before that? Hell no. So there's this like weird, it was a journalist event where you ask questions. I asked them about anime influences on the movie and stuff like that. Hence why we posed like that for the photographs. And then after the event, I was, just vibing with the filmmakers because I'm a relatable guy. I went to art school, of course I'm cool. And this other journalist goes up to her and he's like, "Well, thank you for the time." And just like totally pervs her out by doing like the European kissy cheek thing. And at that point I was like, I don't think I want to be a journalist. I don't think I want to rub shoulders with these people. I don't want to be in the same room with them. And that was my downside because she was 17 and that was a little too much.
Well, you don't have to do that.
What, the guy? That wasn't me.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it was you, but I'm saying you didn't have to follow his leads.
I didn't.
Okay, well then where was the problem?
The problem was that he did it.
Yeah, but you don't control that.
Yeah, but I witnessed it.
Oh, and so you were like, I don't want to have to witness this. Jesus, was you raised by nuns? What's going on?
No. Hang on. You were raised, yeah, that is true. You were raised in a country. What is the age of consent in the UK? Like 2?
Don't even
4?
don't even know if there is one, mate. We don't worry about things like that.
Yeah, what was his name? Marty Skrull. Okay, it's 16.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Older than I thought, to be honest.
My God. Yeah,
I'm going out with a few 16-year-olds this weekend.
Really?
Orgy.
Oh, that's so bad. You're gonna get canceled.
It's not bad. No, it's not. How dare you? How
the minute
dare
you step
sir?
On foreign soil.
Oh, I'd never do it on foreign soil.
Okay.
Do it in good old Blighty, baby.
So that's your goal. You date.
That's why this country's the best.
You date 16-year-olds, and then when they start getting like, "What is this, a relationship?" You say, "Oh, I'm thinking of going to America. This isn't going to work out. I'm so sorry."
I just stay 16. Once they get to 17, bin them off. Just go to the next 16-year-old off the conveyor belt, or school as we call it. Yeah, no, I don't see the problem, honestly.
Could you imagine dating a 16-year-old though? Like, what would you talk about? They'd be out there doing TikTok dances, and you'd be like,
"No, you're joking, aren't you?" Right now, I'd be like, "How great is that flipping Doja Cat song?" Get a rebel, bad little fella.
Oh my God!
Paint the town red. There's a tune, man.
I like this podcast because every episode,
you're a rebel,
you say something new that's going to get you canceled.
Oh God, they'd be into Doja Cat, wouldn't they? I'd be on safe ground there. Well, I was going to talk about.
Wasn't she canceled too?
Yeah, she's been cancelled, but she's also like #1 in the charts.
Why was she dating like a 16-year-old?
Nah, she called her fans dumb. She
Really?
said that her fans were like stupid for buying her old albums because they were just money grabs, and her fans were like, "Oh, that's not very kind. You're acting like your fans are dumb." And she says, "Aren't they?"
Hang on. So did the Queen?
I respect her more. More.
Queen Elizabeth, age 16.
Oh my God,
Is that when she got married?
That's the dream, innit? Queen Elizabeth at the age of 16. Jeez.
You lot.
Crazy. We love Rogering and we love drinking. That's what we love over here.
Yep.
Rogering and drinking.
What's Rogering?
Sexual intercourse.
Do you like drinking because then you have to use the urinals?
Yeah. And every time we say it, we giggle.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to the urinal.
Wait, she got married.
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, but how old? She was young.
They married twice. In 1934, she was born.
Okay, good. Thank you.
She was born 1926.
Yeah, she's old and dead.
Hang on.
Oh, hang on. She got married in 1934, but she was born
in never mind. That's when they first met.
When did they get married? She was young.
She was 21.
21? Yeah. It's
And
alright.
she fell in love when she was 13.
Yeah. It's
And
alright.
he was 18 and he began sending her letters. That's so gross.
Why is that gross?
An 18-year-old sending a 13-year-old?
Letters? Only letters. Unless he was going to draw dick pics. I don't think he was
That's
sending
what
any.
he was doing.
I
That's what exchanging letters means.
No, it's not in that.
Have you ever seen To Catch a Predator? That's what men send
Have
to
you
women.
ever seen Downton Abbey? They ain't sending flipping dick pics, are they?
I haven't actually watched Downtown Abbey.
It would have been that he would have sent letters to introduce himself, and then as soon as she hit 16, boom, he was in there. What?
So you're telling me Prince, what's his name? Philip?
Prince Philip. 3 years of letter writing. As soon as she got to 16,
Are you
bang.
telling me he's a groomer?
But is that grooming?
That's grooming.
Um.
Preparing an underage girl to date you when she turns, that's grooming.
Yeah, I suppose that is grooming. Yeah, okay, I'm saying that, yeah. I'm saying that. I'm saying he engaged in a little bit of grooming, but do you know what? It all worked out. They got married, they stayed together forever, they loved each other. Do you know what? I would say that's the Disney version of grooming. Isn't it? You could make a Disney film out of that, and I think people would be all right with it.
What happened to this podcast?
I don't know. I don't know what the problem is.
We're just talking history.
And we're just talking history. This happened. This happened. And actually, not only did it happen, but we regard it as a beautiful story and we celebrate it. we all cheered him and everything. We all thought he was a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out he was a groomer.
Yeah.
But I do have to say this, one of the good ones. Come on. He was.
I will. How?
Because it all worked out. He didn't go grooming her and then go grooming someone else. Yeah, he wasn't a groomer. He just dabbled. He did one-off. He did a little one-off 3-year spell of grooming. That's all he did. Come on. Are
you Novocane up right now, or is this all?
No, this is all completely. All of that's wore off. Yeah, no, this is me. This is just the British version of me. This is just how us Brits are. Just
the urinals,
little bit of grooming.
16-year-olds.
It's just welcome to Britain. I don't know. You're just so easily offended over there, aren't you? Hey?
Okay, William says this conversation should be a PPV. So yeah, we should start charging people for these types of talks.
Should. I think people are learning something.
Okay, so Trina says he just groomed her, not he's a groomer.
Yeah, thank you. Someone understands. I think what I'm saying is, guys, it is okay to groom, right? You can do it, and you can do it for years and years and years, and you have to bear this in mind. You do have to marry that person, and you do need to stay with that person. If you do that after, the grooming will be forgiven, at least in our experience, because we forgave Prince Philip for grooming Queen Elizabeth.
Our, as in the UK?
All of us forgave him. It never gets mentioned or spoke about.
Until now.
But that shows that you can dabble in a little bit of grooming, and it's all right. As long as you do the right things after. Yeah?
I don't know if I want to visit the UK anymore.
I think someone's a bit oversensitive and probably needs to visit the UK. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah?
And use a urinal.
Could you imagine that, you going into the toilets just laughing your head off on your own? Like, I'd be so intimidated if I walked in there, because I bet you've got a massive schlong as well. In my mind, I
hate to disappoint the fans.
In my mind,
I'm American. Americans aren't known to have that.
It's like a flipping gardening hose, and you're just in there, just spraying away, laughing your head off, just shouting out, "Urinal!" Woo! USA! and then maybe like helicopter in it. I would walk in, and I think I'd walk straight out again, honestly. I don't think I'd stay. I'm trying to think if I would stay. If there was someone in there screaming urinal, laughing their head off, chanting USA, peeing, whilst also swinging it round, spraying the walls, the ceiling, I don't think I'd stick around.
Yeah, because you'd get pink eye.
Either that or I'd probably go in a cubicle. Don't know. Might not be safe in a cubicle.
Hey, what the hell's a cubicle?
Where you go poo-poo?
That's a stall.
A stall?
Yeah.
It's not a stall.
The cubicle is
excuse
like
me,
in
sir.
your office.
Excuse me, sir. A stall is something you sell products from. Thank you. You don't? Yeah. A stall. I'm setting up my stall. Do you want to come and have a look at my stall? I've got this. I got that. Do you want to buy this? Look,
Your
got
store?
Stall. 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 Come and check out my stall. Look, I'm selling this. I'm selling this. Do you want to buy this? This is all the goods on my stall.
I hate to break it to you, but
if you go to a comic convention,
it's a toilet stall.
No, if you go to a comic convention, what do people sell things from?
Their table.
Tables. So you say there will be over 500 tables there.
I don't know.
Yeah, we say stalls.
Like, we might also say stalls.
Checkmate. Woo!
Hang on.
USA!
Wait, why is it USA now?
I don't know.
Okay, Mitchell says it's a stand, not a stall in the US.
Stand. I could go with stand. We sometimes interchange the two.
But I think it's like a table. Like, it's not really a stall at a convention.
We say stalls.
It's usually like a table or like a section.
Stands. Okay. But yeah, cubicle. We'd say cubicle.
That's so messed up. We do not say cubicle is like your office space.
But it's a cubicle is a space. Like an office cubicle is a space, but a space that you go poo-poo in, that's also a space. It's a cubicle. It's an enclosed.
It's booth.
Booth.
We call them booths, not stalls.
We don't call
at
them
conventions. You go to a booth.
No, don't go to a
100%.
A booth is in the side of the wall at a bar, at a pub. That's a booth. Should we have the booth seat? That's a booth.
it's. Well, yeah, there are booths at like Cheesecake Factory, but if you're at a convention, you go to, I don't know,
how can that
the
be
Marvel
the same?
booth.
How can a booth at a Cheesecake Factory be the same as a booth that someone's selling produce from?
Hang on. People aren't selling produce at Comic-Con.
Well, they're selling products.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
not produce.
Well, you can't. They both can't be booths.
They can.
No, one is a stall.
So you're telling me they can't both be booths, but a cubicle can both be a pooper and an office space?
Well, no, because we would say an office cubicle so that people don't poop in it. Cubicle, office cubicle.
What is wrong with the UK?
We've got it sussed. We've sorted it out.
I don't think you do.
We'll find one floor. One floor.
How do you say Craig? The name Craig.
Craig.
Craig?
Craig. Not Craig. What's Craig? Craig. Hey, Craig.
Do you say Greg?
Greg. Greg. Craig. No, because there's an I.
Greg.
Craig. Aig. 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 Craig. Greg. REG. Greg. Craig. Aig.
Craig.
Craig. Not Craig. How are you getting Craig?
Just so you know, I'm not the only one dying about Craig.
Craig.
A lot of people in the chat are dying right now.
Craig? There's no need to die over Craig.
Where'd Craig go? The urinal.
Craig's at the urinal. Yeah. No, he needed to poop. He's gone in one of the cubicles. Yeah, honestly, there's no issue here. There's no drama. We're at a Comic-Con. We're standing by the
Mitchell
stalls.
wants you to say it again.
Craig. Aig. A-I-G. Aig. Craig. Anything else you need learning?
I don't know. Just everyone's so excited about Craig.
Craig? What do you say? Craig?
Yeah, Craig.
Craig?
Yeah, like Greg with the C.
That's not how you spell it.
So?
Well, so you're wrong.
I don't think so.
If you spelt it C-R-E-G, Craig, then I could understand. But it's not spelt that way. It's spelt C-R-A-I-G.
Mitchell wants you to again say the word.
Craig.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. I do it all night. I ain't got any plans. Craig. Aig. Craig. Craig went to the cubicle to have a poop next to the urinal.
So there's no Greg?
Greg, no. No, there is no Greg. Maybe you could invent it. Not a very nice sounding name though, is it? Greg.
No.
Greg.
What's Seamus? How do you say that?
Seamus.
Oh, damn.
Right, we've got a video anyway from...
Oh, yeah, play it.
This is from Alex Bloomfield. Now...
Mitchell wants you to say the word again.
Oh, my God. I'm trying to play this video.
He wants you to say the word again, not
do it
Craig.
After. Do it
but
after.
Again.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting because there is again and there is again. Are we doing that again? There are two. And I don't know which one is British and which one is American now because I keep hearing it like so many different times because that's a word that gets used a lot. Right,
Again's American.
I tell you what, we're going to do this again.
The video.
Yeah, this video. Should we do the video again?
Do the video because then I got to go to bed.
No, I'm trying to figure out which again I use.
I know, but British is again. And
again. Yeah, that one interchanges. Again. Yeah, I've got to do this video. Oh my God. Right. Alex has sent in a video 1 minute long and it's about supercards. Right? Here we go. Enjoy.
Pay pack. I brought many of them. I've just brought one in another video, but it went too long, so I've had to scrap that one. Where I did get a card I needed all the way from season 1, which would be that one. It's useless now, but to me it's good. But the Superstore is my favourite place because you can earn the coins from pretty much anywhere and get yourself some really cool packs. Like this one here. I mean, that's not what I need, but it is what it is. We'll do a case grab as well because they're the Money in the Bank cards. And again, not one I needed, but it is what it is. You know, you can see I love collecting cards because I do have 11,600, close to 700. So, yeah, that's why I love WWE Supercard.
Brilliant. Can I say, I really appreciate that from Alex because I did ask ages ago if people could send in a video that was 1 minute long talking about something and then we would bounce off it and like talk about it. Now, because of the way things have gone the past few weeks, we haven't been able to quite do that. But that is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those kind of videos, a minute long. Here's as much information as I can fit into a minute where I'm just going to tell you everything I can about a subject. And that was Alex talking about supercards. He's got like nearly 12,000 cards. We got to see some of the cards. We got to see like the layout of the thing. I think like if I was to say to Alex, like for his next one, if he was going to follow it up, I would be interested in just getting a bit of like what it actually is, because I know it's a game and I know it's like a Top Trumps thing, but I think there'll be a lot of people that don't know what it is or know that it's a mobile game or anything like that. There was a few in there where Alex is like, oh, I've got this, I don't need it. But it's like, obviously we don't know what any of the cards look like. We don't know what anything is. So for us, it's all interesting. So whether you like needed the card or didn't need the cards or stuff along those lines. I would just try and showcase like what's the card you want, what's your best card you've got, what's the card that is the worst card, or what's the highest scoring card, or what's the coolest card. Maybe like something like that. Like have a look at like some of those things, and because there was some stuff there that looked really interesting, and it's interesting for me because I did play that game in 2015, so seeing how it's grown and how it's developed is actually genuinely quite interesting for me. So yeah, anyone wants to send in a minute-long video about anything that they want to talk about, right? Doesn't have to be wrestling related, but we can play them. They'll only take a minute, and then we can obviously bounce off them and talk about like that as a subject kind of going forward. So big respect to Alex. I thought it was great that we actually can get that ball rolling now and show people what it looks like. And it was great to just have a little glimpse at the Supercard game as to where it is right now. So Alex, shout out to you, my friend. Great job. As I said, just maybe think about those things if you want to ever follow it up with a second part. And there is one from Miss Clown as well. I haven't had a chance to watch this because obviously I was late, so I downloaded it, but I skipped through it. It seems to be like a poem about Guinness, but because I haven't had a chance to watch it, I can't really contribute to any sort of conversation about it. So let's fire it up, and this can send us home.
Hey yo, Miss Clown 1, let's talk about Guinness. Guinness is behind the Book of Records. Sir Hugh Beaver, a former director of Guinness, got into a debate about which game bird was the quickest in Europe. When no book had an answer, he created his own. The white ball in your can of Guinness, known as a widget, is there to keep the pint frothy. Filled with nitrogen-infused Guinness, the change in pressure pulling the tab causes it to fizz up and give you the draft tap feel pint. A UK survey found Guinness drinkers with a moustache to be at a big disadvantage. In the year 2000, a study found men with bushy moustaches lost about 162,719 pints to their hairs every year. Guinness isn't black. Due to the way it's brewed and processed its barley, it's actually a deep dark red. Noticeable if you hold it up to the light. Guinness wasn't originally called Guinness. It was originally called Porter, dating back centuries. And then it was renamed Stout Porter. Named so because it was popular with porters, specifically train porters. If you filled up the glass atrium at the Guinness storehouse, it would take 14.3 million pints of Guinness. Apparently that's over 8,126,000 litres of alcohol. And finally, Arthur Guinness Day is on September 28th. And after inheriting money from his godfather, Arthur Guinness started his own brewing company in, let me get this, Leixlip, just outside of Dublin, before later opening a site in Dublin, a storehouse in 1759. Slancha.
Boom, there we go. That was Miss Clown. I love Miss Clown. I don't know what was said. I don't really care what was said. I just know that I love Miss Clown. And if Miss Clown wants a platform to share his thoughts, his talents, his skills, then I will happily always provide that platform. So Miss Clown, shout out to you, my friend. I will watch that video. I will sit down and actually give it a watch. But unfortunately, because of me being late, I didn't get a chance to. But shout out to you, my friend. I appreciate it. And Tommy, I appreciate your time as well. I can see that you're tired.
I'm so tired.
He's tired.
I need to go to bed.
Go to bed. Oh. What time are you got to be up tomorrow?
9.
That's late.
Yeah.
How much sleep do you need? I mean, in America right now, it's what? 9:30?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need. What are you doing? You're gonna watch a film now, are you? Well, what?
I need 12 hours. I'm a
You
baby.
don't need 12 hours. Oh,
I'm a big baby.
baby, what are you doing? So, what will you do now? Will you watch a film or something?
No, I'm going to bed.
You're really gonna go to bed?
I'm really tired.
Okay, all right. Don't get shouty. All right. Okay. And what time will you get up?
8.
8? No, you won't. You can't sleep that long.
I have been.
What's that? 10 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're just like that guy in the game.
In the game?
He needed 10 hours on 10 dates. Oh, wow. Have you bought that game?
Have I got it?
Yeah. Oh, you've got the sample copy, ain't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of getting it. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, big shout out if you watched it last week. I thought it was a really fun video. I think
one of our best.
Yeah, I think both of them have been really good. We did virtual dating, so if you haven't seen that, I would recommend that you check out those 2 videos. Probably runs for about an hour and a half, but I think it's really fun. I think there's some really fun stuff, and certainly the end of that last video with the whole AEW vibe, where yeah, brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Right, we're done. We're going to wrap things up there. I know this was a bit of a messy show, a delayed show, but I think that we still managed to deliver something. Even if it's just a few tips to groomers or potential groomers, at least we were able to provide some sort of a service. But yes, thanks a lot for hanging out with us. It really is appreciated. And hopefully we see you again next time. Bye for now.